The shortest woman in the world is 24.7 inches tall, and she weighs 12 pounds. She was 11 pounds last year, so looks like she should maybe lay off the cheesecake a little and start doing some treadmill or hamster wheel or whatever it takes to stop blowing up like a blimp. Yeah, fat shaming a 12-pound midget. If that doesn't get me into hell, I don't know what will. Besides, I might be being a little unfair here. I have cats that weigh more than 12 pounds. Speaking of short people who are also fat, I say we hollow out Kim Kardashian's big fat horse ass like a pumpkin and give some of these poor micro people a home. I think we can cram at least 10 of them in there and give them a reality show to boot, I mean, while we're at it. I spent a lot of time and effort thinking of a really cool name for the show. If it were ever produced, I was thinking tiny people who live inside Kim Kardashian's big fat horse ass. I think it's got a nice flow to it. I'd watch it. Heck, her big fat horse ass might not even need to be hollowed out like a pumpkin. With all that black cock she's had shoved up it over the years, the door to their new home might be big enough for them to just walk in without having to squeeze through a long, involved reverse birth process. Being one of the shortest people in the world, that's gotta suck. What a shitty life that's gotta be. There's nothing you can really do. You're basically a gnome without any magical powers whatsoever. Which is the whole point of being a gnome. But if you are the shortest man or woman in the world, everything changes. That very disability that destroyed your life becomes your bread and butter. You're a world record holder. You're famous. You make lots of money traveling the world. You get to be on TV like that chick from India. She can't even speak English, and her vocal tonality makes Alvin the Chipmunk sound like Darth Vader by comparison. But she gets that part on a hit show, American Horror Story. So it's not all that bad, I guess, if, and I stress if, you're actually the shortest man or woman in the world. Because if you miss being the world's shortest man or woman by even a micron, you lose. You live a shithole life in poverty and shame. You got nothing to celebrate. Imagine being the next shortest woman in the world at 24.71 inches. You're not 24.7 like the champ. You're 24.71. Think of the great life and all the glory you missed out on by 1/100th of an inch. And now you're just a broke, disabled freak. How the hell do you ever get over that one? It's not like with sports when you're a top contender and you lose a close match to the champ and you can actually have the chance to regroup, come back, and avenge your loss at some point in the future. You're too tall, and it's a done deal. It's not like you can branch off into a different sport or do anything else because you're 2 fucking feet tall. There's nothing you can do except maybe hope you get scoliosis. As a second place contender, I would seriously consider getting my feet amputated. But that might start off a cold war amongst the shortest people in the world where the previous world record holder chops his feet off in response, and it could just all go downhill from there where they all start whittling their bodies down to the point where they're all just a bunch of shrunken heads. Which would be a terrible tragedy.